This is undercover pictures being shipped all around the world right now, showing Israel attacked the ship and said that the ship had bombs. They had one rock and one slingshot. And they killed, now the update is 19 people dead and 40 injured.
That vessel, the Mavi Marmari.
This is Al Jazeera undercover.
Thousands of tons of aids, and it's attempting to break the Israeli blockade of Gaza. About 700 activists are on board the boats, including a Nobel laureate and a Holocaust survivor. These are the pictures that we've been seeing, we've been receiving here at Al Jazeera from a live feed from Turkish TV.
This is live happening over there.
So it is a confused picture of what's going on. Just to go over what we know so far, we're joined on the line by Nicole Johnston, our correspondent in Gaza City. It does sound quite confused, but what exactly is known, Nicole?
As you said, Veronica, what we do know so far, and seems to have been confirmed by a number of reports, is that 2 people have been killed on the lead vessel, that is the Mavi Marmara. Most of the activists are on that ship. Apparently in the last sort of 30 minutes, 1 hour, the Israelis opened fire on the ship. A couple of people have been killed, and apparently more than 30 people have also been injured.
Was there any warning from the Israeli military?
Overnight, from what we hear from our correspondent who is on the ship, is that the Israelis actually contacted the ship's captain, and that was at around 20 GMT. He asked him to identify himself and say where the ship was headed. After that, a couple of Israeli naval vessels actually flanked the flotilla from a distance, and an aircraft had been flying overhead. So it had certainly been building up the momentum towards a confrontation. Exactly how much notice they had about what appears to have been an attack, we don't know at this stage.
Nicole, the reports that are coming in, which we haven't confirmed because we're so early on in this story, as we've been saying, is that the Israeli military used gunfire. There's some reports that said that they had stun grenades. These ships, though, were they armed? How prepared were they for this kind of confrontation?
No, they weren't prepared, and they certainly weren't armed from what we've been told. For the last few days, they've made it very clear that there were no weapons on this ship, that it was completely a humanitarian aid ship with activists, some supplies. The entire flotilla is carrying 10,000 tons of goods for the people of Gaza. Construction materials.
This is direct contradiction to what we're seeing on the news right now on ESPN and all the different channels here, CNN. They're saying that Israel was attacked by some ships. These are aid ships with nothing but food and medical supplies trying to help the people in Gaza. So they bombed the Palestinian ships, and they said that the Palestinians were bombing them. There was one rock on the ship, if it was a rock, and one slingshot. No one was bombing those ships with a slingshot and one rock. And they have foreign journalists on these ships. They slipped. They knew that Israel was going to do this, always telling everyone that people's after them. So they put journalists on these ships, France, Italy, Turkey, so that everyone could see what's happening. So don't listen to the American thing. You just go to Al Jazeera and pick up the real deal what's happening. Alright? Getting tired of this. All these bombs, yeah, our kids are going to fight for these countries and things, and we being fed a stack of lies. Like everyone's attacking them. And that's why the World Trade Centers went down. Like people's after them. They probably did it themselves, America. So that they could say for an excuse to bomb Saddam Hussein. Come to find out every last single terrorist had nothing to do with Saddam Hussein. And they still ain't find Bin Laden, their best friend. So you see what's happening here? People got cameras on the shit. See? All these cell phones and these cameras and all that is a mother now. It's coming back to haunt everybody. Technology. People is on the ship showing that they ain't doing nothing, and these guys are coming over with stun guns, grenades, causing pandemonium, and then shooting them, picking them off. What kind of shit is that? They got nothing on the ship but medical supplies. This is crazy, man. And who suffers? The American people. And then you want to get all prejudice against Muslims and other countries and say that these countries is attacking us and we Christian. It ain't got nothing to do with Muslim and Christian. I think it got something to do with oil and money. Whoever get that oil, get that money. You know, it ain't even black and white no more. We're so busy hating the white man and this man and that man. They is about the government trying to get paid off of us. Is our black people going to be out there fighting these wars? Watch.
Hood boogers.